Welcome back for part 2 of this Mongoose electric scooter build. If you missed part 1, it ended with the modified frame being painted, as seen here. After letting the paint cure for about a week, I then riveted the aluminum diamond plate to the bottom side of the frame. Next, I'm applying pre-stain to the maple plywood decking that was cut out earlier. The pre-stain makes the wood grain pop and enhances the color enough to where no other stain is needed. This clear gloss polyurethane will be used next to give the wood a beautiful protective coating. For a smooth finish, I applied 3 coats, sanding with 320 between each coat. I have 2 sets of decking, 1 set is a spare. And now, we cover up all of that hard work with this ugly grip tape. I hated to do it, but it would be too slick without it. In the last video, you saw the partially assembled scooter before paint. In this video, I didn't want to bore you. So off camera, I reassembled those same parts such as wheels, motor, forks, handlebars, and the light bar. I also added brake levers, thumb throttle, and light switch. Next, it's time to install the foot decking. I'll start by bolting down the rear section using these furniture-style bolts. For the main board, I first bolted on the hinges. And then the board gets bolted to the frame. Next, the gas lift struts get installed between the frame and decking.
For those listening at home, I have a puppet of myself.
I'm using this 36-volt controller from Fast Scooters. It will tuck back in this space, right under here. And for the next 2 months, this space sat empty waiting for batteries that were delayed with shipping issues. Let me explain. I ordered the batteries on eBay. The only sellers that offered these exact-sized batteries were located in China. I was provided a tracking number and followed shipping progress until it stopped moving after a few weeks. So I contacted the seller and this was their reply.
Hello dear customer. I contacted the shipping company, and he told me that the delivery failed, and the package was destroyed because your address too far from the delivery center, and he destroyed the package. I apologize for this thing. I will take full responsibility and will return the full amount to you. Do you agree?
Do I agree? Hell yeah. Give me my money back. I was issued a refund, and now I was back to square one. This time, I ordered the batteries on AliExpress. They're still coming from China, but from a different seller, and they ended up being cheaper too. While waiting again for batteries, I decided to remove the plastic rear sprocket guard and installed the chain. Chain alignment looks good. And about 3 weeks later, the batteries arrived. It's close, but they fit. Take my advice. Order your batteries first, then build your frame around the batteries. I didn't do this, but I got lucky they fit in the end. So finally, all electrical components have arrived. The battery came with small XT30 plugs. I'm swapping those out with this larger size, XT60. And the plug for the battery charging ports needs to be changed to this DC-style plug. The two 36-volt batteries will be running in parallel. They will join up by using this 2-into-1 Y adapter. From the Y adapter, power will run up to the 30-amp fuse holder. Then from the fuse holder out to the controller. The controller came with a T-plug. That will also be switched to a XT60 plug. I found this soldering gun on Craigslist. It was necessary because of all the heavy gauge wire that needed to be soldered. With all the wiring and plugins completed, it's time for the big test. With the turn of the key, we're showing a solid 39 volts. After the successful test, I ran the wires in an orderly fashion and neatly tucked the others away. Here's where I got too close with the heat gun and managed to melt the heat shrink on the batteries. Whoops! Taped up the holes and taped down the wires. I was hoping there would be more room to access the wiring with the rear decking in place. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and it will need to be unbolted whenever the batteries need charged. And here's the reason why. If you remember, I used the parallel plug adapter to join the two batteries together. But when charging lithium-ion batteries, the safest way is to charge them independently. So before I start the charging process, the batteries need unplugged from the Y adapter. Then, the two chargers will plug into the DC charging ports. And these are the pair of 36-volt chargers that will be used to charge the batteries independently. For safety's sake, I'm charging outdoors. I ain't trying to burn my garage down. Let's key on and check the volts. Now that I know the batteries will take a full charge, I can bolt the decking back on. The last thing to do was an adjustment on the brakes, starting with the rear. Off camera, I took out some cable slack and retightened the jam nuts on both front and back brakes. When I first turned on the lights, only half of the LED slid up. Then 30 seconds later, the light bar failed to light up at all. The fuse is good and power is present, but the lights apparently just shit the bed. This video has been delayed long enough. The light will be replaced sometime in the future. But hey, at least the tail light on the back works. It has an internal battery. And this is how I'll transport the scooter in the car.